We're in Psalm 73 for a few minutes today. So I love this psalm. This psalm is an amazing psalm, and I just have loved it since I was young. I think that this psalm really helped me understand the journey of following Jesus has some ups and downs, and it is fraught with seasons of doubt and struggle and questions. But God works you through those. God walks with you through them. And that's what's happening to Asaph. He says in verse 1, truly God's good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. So that's this declarative certainty. But then he says in verse 2, but as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. Have you ever almost slipped away? Have you ever almost just thrown your hands up in despair or giving up? Maybe you want to do that right now. Don't do that, okay? Don't walk away. God's going to walk you through. Verse 3 continues the narrative. For I was envious. Now, what happened with Asaph? Let's trace this, okay? Let's see where he allowed his mind and heart to go, how he began to filter his experiences. He says, I was envious. Boy, envy is a bad place. It's a bad process unfolding in us. It's a no-win. It's a mind game. It's a head game. It's drawing us into comparison with what others are experiencing, or what others are what they have, what they possess, what seems to be their reality. And social media exacerbates all this. It just gives us much more of a flow. The modern news stream exacerbates all this. Hollywood, it makes sin and wickedness look so successful, so happy, so thriving. and Asaph is going to experience this on some level. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. So he begins to envy seeing God denying people seemingly flourishing. They're wealthy. They seem to be doing well. The narrative in his head is God should bless those that are of a clean heart, and God should judge or deal with those that are not. But it almost feels the opposite. Like my life is harder following God, and their life is easier denying God. They're prosperous. They're wicked, but they're prosperous. And that just seems to be incongruous. It just seems to be in conflict with what would be or should be the values of the heart of God. And so he's struggling with his own lack of prosperity in some sense, and he's seeing the wicked who've denied God, and it seems like they're doing better. Now, be honest, do you ever struggle with this kind of envy? It seems like those that are the worst in our world, the most evil, have the greatest power and the greatest influence and the greatest resourcing. It just seems like they're thriving in prosperity and prominence. Well, all is not as it seems. And that's what we've got to remember when our minds and hearts want to go down this road of envy, okay? And he begins to now explain, what is he envying? Look at verse 4. For there are no bands in their death. That picture of a band is being bound up. Death doesn't seem like such a binding experience for them. But their strength is firm. They don't seem like they're a dying group of people. They seem like they're a strong, prosperous group of people, and they seem like their strength is very firm. They seem very confident. Have you ever noticed that? How wickedness is so confident. It's so presumptuous. It's so flagrant. And that's one of the qualities of unrepentant unbelief, is it is staunch. It is stiff-necked. And when you're a believer in God, you know your weakness. You're familiar with your own frailty and vulnerability. And so you feel a lack of confidence, generally speaking, but then you look at the wicked and they just seemed overconfident. They seem flagrant in strength and firmness. They're not in trouble as other men. They don't seem to have the same level of trouble as followers of God. Neither are they plagued like other men. They don't seem to have the burdens or the same level of stresses in life. Verse 6, therefore, pride compasseth or encircles, or it swallows them about as a chain. They're proud, they're self-confident, they're presumptuous. Violence covereth them as a garment. They're flagrant in their violence and in their destruction and in their oppression of others. Their eyes stand out with fatness. Scripture, fatness is blessing. Fatness is abundance, okay? Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish. Oh, look at Asaph's heart. Look at his envy. Their lives are good. Their strength is firm. Their death doesn't seem so oppressive, or it doesn't seem so present, like a present reality. They're proud. They're violent and seemingly at will with no repercussions. They're fat. They're flourishing. They have abundance. They have enough. They have more than their hearts could desire. This is the path of envy. And all you have to do is open up Facebook or open up Instagram or jump on the television for a few minutes and look at the flashy projected imagery of Hollywood and the media industry and the entertainment industry. It all looks so good. It all looks like everything is so wonderful. My friend, we're going to pause here today, but this is a dangerous road. Asaph knows it, okay? By the end of the psalm, he knows it. But is your heart beginning to go down this road of envy? Let this psalm be the gatekeeper to keep you from going much further down that road. Think about these things. We'll pick it up here tomorrow.